I'll have to see how this works. I've never done this before, so. But basically, this is what I'm working on. Oh, that's the chat. I don't want that right now. Let's see. How do we switch the camera here? Oh, there we go. This is what I've been doing, has been dealing with this. Just trying to mess with my new welder. I got a little yes welder here. Flux core. It's also a stick welder. So on my birthday, I figured I would mess around a little bit and see what we can do with this. So yeah, so I got that. Oh yeah, I got to show you this. It's my Predator welding mask. Looks just like the Predator. So yeah, we'll see if anybody ever shows up. They're just kind of chilling and hanging out and seeing what's going on. Just doing this, celebrating my birthday today. 53rd trip around the sun. First thing I've got to do is I got to grind all this stuff off. Trying to make it shiny because the stick welder wasn't sticking very well. The MIG's been working great. It's just been the stick welding. And I'm going to cut these two little strips into little chunks so I can practice welding them together too. But that's about all we're doing right now. Let's see what we got. Let's see if I can... No. Just checking my stuff here. But yeah, if you look behind me, this is my grandfather's house. Look at those leaves. They're all starting to turn. Well, that one's starting to lose its leaves pretty good. Yo, what's up, Artisan? How you doing today? Can you hear me all right and everything? I got to get rid of this damn stuff over here on this. I got to figure that out, but... That's the scenes. Nope. Yeah, it might look stretched. Here, let's try this once. I don't know, does that make it any better? I haven't set up any of the scenes for this on Streamlabs yet. Okay, we'll go back this way then. Just kind of messing around right now. Like I said, I got these two things here. Trying to mess with my welder. I got to get a haircut at 1 o'clock. Then I'm looking at going live at like 4-ish. Celebrate my birthday today. Did you check out my helmet? It's the Predator. It's my welding helmet. It's the Predator one. But yeah, just kind of chilling. Messing around. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Oh. Ouch. How's the leaves out there by you? I mean, you can see the leaves out here. They're all turning pretty good. Yeah, I figured I'd give this a shot and see what it looks like. I'll have to set up some scenes on here for my mobile. Because what I'm seeing, I got all this stuff popping up here. For like all your messages and stuff are popping up here, but I only get like a little portion of it. I don't get the whole thing. I'll definitely have to set up some scenes. But yeah, I'm just trying to mess with some stuff. Yeah, and it's like cut half of it off too, so I got to figure that out. Yeah, this is like the first or second one I've done. I used to do it through screen share on my iPhone, but now I just got Streamlabs, so I've been using that for okay. Maybe I can get rid of that chat box. Okay. Let's try that. All right, hold on. I'm just trying to... Okay, no. Okay, let me try this. And then rotate it. All right, that looks better because now it's gone. Yes, today is actually my birthday. And you want to know something really funny? Google what song was number one October 25th of 1972. You'll get a kick out of it. I did. I sing that song a lot when I go to karaoke. Oh, look it up. You'll get a kick out of it. It's by Chuck Berry. But it was number one on the week of my birthday. I laughed so hard when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh. I think I'm going to cut those strips here in a minute. I got to figure out a way to set my phone up so it don't fall over. Oh, there we go. Didn't wear my belt today, but I think we'll be okay. This is my new grinder I bought. I gotta change that shield too. So what's everybody's plans for today? Like I said, I'm gonna sit here for a bit and mess with this. I'm still trying to fix my van. Trying to do some other stuff too. I'm gonna stream later today. Thinking I might play some Battlefield. But haven't quite figured out for sure if that's what I want to do or not. Oh. So where else are you working at now, Artisan? I know you were working for your uncle or whatever it was, and then what are you doing other than that now? Okay, that's good. Now let's put this on here. Put this on here. Yo, what's up, Turtle? How you doing? Right now I'm just kind of messing around. I got a haircut at 1 o'clock here at my grandfather's, so I'm messing around with my welder, little welder I got down here, and I got some steel, and then these 2 strips. I'm going to cut these 2 strips in little chunks so I can practice welding them together. Yeah, you found a wolf in the wild, exactly. But I've just been messing around with this, trying to learn the welder. I've never really been a welder, but I wanted to try something see if I can figure it out, because I got my van over here I got to get fixed at some point, but I got to learn this welder so I can get the damn thing fixed. So before I practice on my van, I want to do it on something like this. This is a new grinder I just got. Okay, that's why we always test run it, because sometimes an idiot puts it on backwards. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not good like that, but this is the first welder I've ever had, and just trying to learn some of the stuff. I mean, it'll be a good skill for me to have. What doesn't look right? Oh, the disc. Yeah, the disc was oblong. I had the lock nut down on backwards, so it's got a little center collar, so it centers the grinding stone or the cutting stone. Much better. Much better. So yeah, this is all new stuff. And this grinder I think I got it off of either TikTok or Amazon. It was like $40. It comes with 2 batteries, a plastic case with all the foam in the inside of it. Yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, there's a little locking nut right here. Well, there's a lip on it that goes on the inside hole of this disc. Well, I had the lip out instead of in, so it held this centered. So when I turned it on, the disc was going blah, blah, blah. So feeling pretty decent today, dizziness wise. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I was just putting the disc on. I've never used this grinder yet so far. This is the first time I've ever used a grinder, so we'll see. But yep, I got another grinding wheel, a little thicker, so I can grind that steel smooth and shiny, and then a little flat disc so I can shine it up. So when I tried using my stick welding, it wouldn't keep the arc going. It would start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. It would keep attaching to the steel. So I think part of it was the steel itself has got to be clean, and this was pretty rusty. I just found it out in my grandfather's scrap metal pile over here. So I just messed with that. Hey, Turtle, check out this mask. This is my welding mask. It's the Predator. I got that for like $40. You can see the light flashing on and off in the inside of it. But you can use it for grinding. You can use it for welding. Yeah, I liked it. I saw it. I had to have it because that's one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite lines in there is when the Predator pulls off his mask. It's Schwarzenegger looks at him and, "You are an ugly motherfucker." But this is something I've been wanting to try doing for a long time, was welding. And I saw this arc welder on TikTok, I think it was. I got it for $100. It does fluxless core, which is wire welding, MIG welding. So you don't need a gas for it. It does stick welding, and it also can do touch TIG. So I can do all kinds of different welding with it. But I figured I'd give it a shot. And I figured, why not? Since I'm messing around on my birthday, let's just go live while I'm doing it. So I'm trying this for the first time. So let's see how it goes. So far, so good, it looks like. But I'm going to fire up this grinder and going to cut some things. Thank you, Turtle. Greatly appreciate that. Finished my 53rd trip around the sun, starting 54. going to fire it up. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. If y'all could let me know if it sounds too loud or something like that. I do have another microphone too, but I didn't bring it with me. I didn't think about going live till I got here. But I got one of those lavalier mics, and got a thing that plugs into the bottom of my phone. I may start using that if I start doing some IRL stuff too. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'll show you guys let's do a fit check, shall we? Hey, Turtle, check out those trees. All the yellow and stuff. If you look down here, down the road a little bit, across the field, there's a bunch of them. Well, let's do a fit check, shall we? All right, we're going to cut these strips. Yeah, I live in Michigan, near Grand Rapids, so I have to bring my freaking tripod next time. But yeah, I live in near Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right, let's give this a shot, shall we? All right. I think I'm going to pull these gloves off for now. I don't think I'll need them. Oh yeah, pollen season, you got to love that. That's always good for the allergies, right? Yeah, at least today so far, my dizziness has been pretty good. Damn wheel came loose. All right, take two. I'm going to C-clamp this down. All right, take three. All right. Looks like that battery's dead already. Nah, I'm not going to wear my gloves for that. Yeah, I think the battery just overheated. There. Very good. Very good. Nice little first try there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get some more cutoff discs. I can see that. Because that used up quite a bit of that. Note to self. Get my change that too. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get my darn tripod out next time. So what's your plans for today, Turtle? Any big ones? Me, I'm just pretty much chilling today. Like I said, it's birthday day, so we're just gonna kind of chill. We're gonna have cake and ice cream tomorrow with the family. Yeah, I don't know if I'll see my dad or not, but we'll see how that goes. He already texted me happy birthday. He lives, I don't know, about 30 minutes away, but I think I've seen him once or twice in the last year. Not on bestest terms, but, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. That sun's getting ready to blind everything, isn't it? I may have to move that. Either that or lower that door down a little bit. We had pretty good hard frost here last night. It was chilly. There, that's better. A little bit of redneck engineering for the hold the door open. This one doesn't have a opener, but the other one does. Got to tuck my beard in when I'm doing the welding and stuff because I don't want it burning up. Today's the first day I actually put jeans on, long pants, just because of the fact of it was a little chilly this morning. Yeah, so yeah, Karen dropped me off, and then she had to run and go get some prescriptions from Meyer, and go pick up some stuff she bought, and then she's gonna be coming back. So, all right, let's get to grind. I'm gonna grind some of this stuff clean here. Thank you, DJ Toady G. Greatly appreciate you being here. How you doing today? Greatly appreciate everybody showing up. Celebrate my birthday a little bit. Let's go. Just grinding on some stuff, messing around with my welder, trying to figure out welding a little bit, self-teaching. Just grinding stuff now, making it clean. Kind of looking, maybe I can do something like this for a living too instead of what I was doing, but we'll see once I can go back to work. Let's go. It's going all right, artisan. Just got some pieces ground, cleaned them up a little bit. Kind of testing out the new grinder. Messing with it a little bit. Now I'm going to put on one of these flat discs and use that to clean it up a little bit more. I use this little, 3 or 5 millimeter disc. Now I'm going to use this little sandpaper disc. Just to kind of see what we can do with it. Alright, do a little sanding here. All right. Whew. So basically, I cut this little chunk off of these big long double sticks right there. So then I ground it, and now it's all shiny. So now there's no oxidation on it, so it should weld way better. But we shall see. Yo, what's up, Iron Goddess? Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. So, we're going to give that a shot. And I also shined that up in a few spots. Shined up my name. Got dust all over my phone. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Oh, I gotta grind that. Yeah, where I put my ground, I gotta grind that too a little bit. Well, yeah, we're just gonna have some fun here for a little bit and mess with some stuff and see if we can't get some of this stuff to work pretty good. I'm still, like I said, I'm still real new to all this welding stuff, so. So what games do y'all want to see me play tonight? I got a Twitter out, or an X, whatever you want to call it, a post on Twitter that I put a poll in the comments. I don't think anybody's seen it yet. So we'll see what goes on with that. But I'm thinking Battlefield 6, Arena Breakout. Maybe we'll do some Fortnite, who knows. We can see how that goes. Damn beard keeps wanting to pop out. Definitely don't want that to happen. Gotta find me a rag. There they are. See, that's what I got right there. Little TIG welder, or MIG welder. Flux core, pretty decent for the price. It's not like a top of the line deal, but it's not like one of the super cheap ones either, but works just fine for what I need it for. Okay. So yeah, we're just having a little bit of fun trying to mess with some stuff, and I'll mess with my stick welder a little bit and see what we can do with that. Never been really good with stick welding. Every time I try sparking it or stuff like that, it just locks right to the steel I'm trying to work on. So getting better, but we'll get there. Take some time. I've definitely found that the MIG welding is way easier. Hopefully it's still sitting on the same settings I had before. Let's see, you pull the trigger and it pops out. MIG welding is this. It's got a wire that comes out the center, and some of them have a gas that comes through this little nozzle to help shield the weld. And TIG welding is the one where you got the little stick with a tungsten, there's a little tungsten electrode that sticks out. It's like a pencil sharp point, and you got a foot pedal, and then you actually take the stick on your other hand and you're feeding it in as your spark, making your electric spark. You're using that other metal rod to fill. So you're heating up what you're trying to weld together, and you're using this other one to fill metal into that electric puddle. This one can do that, but I don't have the setup for that. I don't have the TIG wand. Yeah, I gotta grind that little, where my contact point is here. Hold on one second. battery overheated. Oh, I'm just messing around, Natsu. I'm just trying out the new grinder and stuff and cleaned up. I cut a couple small chunks. Here. Cut a couple small chunks out of that, and I've been grinding this. I should show the other camera. Hold on. So basically, I cut a couple small chunks and just cleaned up a bunch of stuff. And I just cleaned this up, my contact patch for my ground. But yeah, I'm just using that new grinder. It seems to work pretty good. That's just with a flap disc. What you up today? You got to work today? Wolf then Natsu's my son, so. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of chilling. Karen had to run to go get her scripts from Meyer and stuff from Three Moms, so I'm just kind of chilling. I don't know if I'm going to try welding that thing on the thing or not. Right, Artisan, he's got to sell that blinker fluid and the headlight fluid. So yeah, I'm just messing with that, Natsu. Just kind of chilling and trying stuff out. Dizziness is feeling pretty good today so far. The other day I took the AC unit out of the kitchen window and I was done for the rest of the day. It was rough. I carried it from there to the trunk of the car and that was it. But that was enough to make my dizziness just go haywire. So yeah, we're just gonna mess around and weld a little bit and see what's going on. Kind of just chill and see what's going on. I don't know if I'm gonna turn the camera towards the weld because I don't want it to mess up the camera, but I'm gonna try it first and see what it does. I'm just gonna try welding a couple straight lines here on this stuff I cleaned up, and then I'm gonna try welding those two chunks together in a 90. So kind of see what we can do with it. Does that be a perfect 90? But I'm just kind of curious. I'm just trying to learn, by myself. Natsu's learning about this stuff too, Artisan. He's going to college for it. I'm doing the poor man's college. So, freaking thing. What I need to do is buy me one of those beard socks. All right. Okay, you guys can see that. All right, let's try this. I'm just going to try welding a little straight line here. I'm going to put my gloves on for this. Yeah, Natsu, there's hardly any flux or anything on that. Hold on, I got a message here. All right, we're back, y'all. Try this again. Right, Natsu? Exactly. See, Natsu, that's not so bad. Just for putting it on top of something. There's a little bit of spatter, but not bad. I'm running 188 inches per minute, and I'm not sure about the voltage. Let me see. 0.1 volt, but it changes as it runs. It automatically sets it to the, see if I hit the, so I know it's hard to see with the sun. It's 30 hundredths, 0.03. Yeah, it's 0.03. That's the wire that came with the machine. And it's flux core, so there's flux on the inside of it. Oh, I'm not sure what size plate it is. It's like maybe a 1/4 inch. It's an L track. So yeah, about a 1/4 inch. I don't know what he considers himself. He's a good kid, I tell you that. He's going to school to learn all this welding stuff. That's why he's asking all these questions. I'm not trying to weld anything together on this, Natsu. I'm just trying to get a good bead going. And it came out pretty decent. Yeah, I could try that. It's, you know, why was it sputtering a little bit? I just moved it up to 200. I know you can see it right there. Here, let me touch it off and see what it... Keep an eye on that, Natsu. Keep an eye on this right here. Because once it starts, the voltage should change. Right now, it's still sitting at... It's sitting at 0.2 right now. So let's see what we get when I touch one off here again. I don't know what that showed up as, but the beads don't look as high up either. But I also wasn't just sitting there in one spot. I was kind of moving one-handed. It did sound better though. Yeah, I'll show it. Give me a second. It's that front one. This one right here. It's not sticking up as high, so like you said, it may have just got some more penetration. I don't know if you could see the voltage it was running on that either, but we'll have to wait and see. I can look back at the VOD and check it out. So yeah, basically I'm just going to take these two pieces and put them in an L and just tack on both ends of it and then just try and run a bead down it. See what it looks like. I kind of beveled the edges so it's got that gap so I can fill it. I got to grind the other side so it's got a little better contact on the steel. So what you got going today, Natsu? Yeah, I know it wants to be a little convex. I worked at I used to make steel springs. I would set up and operate CNC machines that would make steel springs for the automotive industry, GE, all kinds of different compressions. I work mostly with compression springs We did extension springs, like in your dishwasher. When you open the door and you hear that, there's an extension spring in there that pulls up when you open the doors. That makes it easier when you shut it. It pulls back into flat. I got you. When are you working? This afternoon? Or are you working right now? Oh, okay. That's cool. Were you at Cedar or are you back at your home base? Oh, well, that's not a bad thing, really. Okay. Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Right now, they have me as inactive because I've been off for so long. My FMLA's done, so, but I can go back there. I just have to reapply, and if there's a position, they can offer it to me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna figure something else out and find something else. That's why one reason why I kind of got this is this gives me another opportunity for a different job type. I've done all different kinds of stuff. I've done plastic injection. I've done tool and die work for plastic injection. I've worked at a warehouse pulling cigarettes. I've was in the Army. I worked at McDonald's. I drove for FedEx for 16 years, delivering packages. No, it's Family Leave Act, Family Medical Leave Act. It's a federal law. When you have a illness, they have to hold your position for a certain amount of days. I think it's like 90. So once they do that, then you're done. You know, you can't really mess with. You know, they don't have to keep your position basically. So yeah, I'm past that 90 days. So they basically put me in as inactive, but I still get long-term disability through them. So at least I'm getting something every month. But yeah, it's getting a little rough. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I used it 22, 23 years ago when I had my spinal fusion done. That covered that. Back then it was, I think, 6 months or 9 months that you had that for family leave. Now it's 90 days, it's 3 months, so. Let me hit these real quick with the backside. Okay, yeah, because when I had my spinal fusion done, it was almost 4 months from the day they cut me till I was fully back on the road doing FedEx deliveries. So, and they never gave away my position. But then again, that was a big corporation too. But that was back in the day when, hell, for that spinal fusion, I didn't have to pay anything. Everything was covered. I had Blue Cross Blue Shield at that point. Now, thankfully, I'm VA, so that's pretty much a lot of that stuff's covered too. All right, let's try this, shall we? I'm going to try welding this into like a T. So that way I got two different joints to weld. I'm going to tack weld it first. Let's give it a shot. I suppose it helps if you put your mask back on weld. Oh, got a hot ember down my shoe. So that's what I got right there. Two little quick tack welds on each side. She's holding together pretty good. All right, we're gonna try welding this together here. Disney's kicked in there a little bit. That one sucked. And it's hot. Yeah, that one sucked. This side was the first part I did. Did a little bit of weaving back and forth. This one here, I just went straight, but if you look, I only hit the vertical piece, not the horizontal piece. Whale shit. Whale hell. All right, let me weld this other side up a minute, and we'll see what we can do. definitely got warm, I tell you that. Thank you, brother. Greatly appreciate that. I'm live IRL on Kick right now. Sorry, I'm just going through my text messages. I love you. Miss you tons, baby. Yeah, just kind of messing around today. Don't really have a whole lot of anything planned. It's still fucking hot. That's pretty damn close to a fucking 90 degree if I do say so myself. That's a much better weld. Granted, it's not pretty, but it's in the corner. Much better than the other one. I think part of it is I'm moving too slow, but a little bit of practice doesn't hurt. Yep. All kinds of fun stuff today. Hey, Artisan, did you ever check on that song that was #1 on my birthday? Okay. It was Chuck Berry's My Dingaling. Was #1 the week of my birthday. Which is ironic because that's been one of my favorite songs to sing at karaoke when I do karaoke. I laughed when I saw that. I was like, oh my God. It was hilarious. Even Karen looked at me like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's what it says. Google says #1 song on birthday week of 25th of 72 was Chuck Berry's My Dingaling. All right, well, I think I'm done with the stick or this welding for now. I think I'm going to move the stick. Oh boy. Woman in Love by Barbara Streisand. It's still hot as fuck. Yeah, now I'm going to move to my stick welder and mess with that a little bit. That's crazy. It's always funny when you go back and look at that stuff of what was number one on your birthday. You're like, holy cow. Yep, that's the size of the wire. Of course it's Eye of the Tiger. You gotta love that. Yeah, this wire is really not made for doing welding of that big a plate. So that's one reason why its welds look a little shitty. Now I just got to change the stuff around here. There. Take this wand off. Put the other wand on. Now we're good to go for stick welding. And the battery got hot. So now this is the welding rod. It's a 7018 AWS. I guess it helps if you plug it in, doesn't it? Normally when you're trying to weld electricity, it works better when you plug it in. Much better. All right, we're going to start off at 125 volts. Or amps. All right. I gotta go get me a drink. Got my big bad wolf cup. Yeah, so this is the van I've been working on. That's our van. I broke off one of the threads from the spark plug, got stuck in there. So, yeah, I got to deal with that. That's why I got this welder, so I can use that stick welder. I have a extractor stuck in it right now, and the problem with that is I can't get the extractor out to get to those threads, because I got a different type of extractor, because the one I got on there is a helix, and I think what it's doing is it's putting even pressure all the way out, and that's why it's not letting me get those threads out. So the other one, I JB welded a socket on it, and then of course that JB weld broke, so that's not going to work right now. So I got to weld that extractor to that socket and then figure out how to get that socket out of there. Once I get that extractor out of there, I can try the other extractor and see if that'll work. Otherwise I got to tear apart that motor, and I really don't want to do that. That would definitely not be fun. So yeah, with the MIG welding, you don't get quite the bit of slag, the crust built up on the outside of the weld. But with this kind of welding, you do. There's a coating on the outside of the rod that helps protect that weld from oxidation, so you don't get pits and stuff like that in it. So it's much better, more inclined to work better on this thicker steel like this. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what we can do. Because in about 40 minutes I gotta get a haircut, so we're gonna mess with it a little bit and see what we get. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Make sure my tip of my rod's all pretty cleaned. Make sure my helmet's on weld and not grind. I don't want to blind myself. All right, let's do this. See, that's the problem I have with stick welding. It does not want to weld very easy and stay going. Let's try this again. Yeah, see the tip, how it cups? It burns the steel out, but that other stuff won't let the electrode touch. Okay, let's try that. Stick welding is the one I have much problem with. It's not hot enough. All right, let's try it. That's the max we get right there. We're at 135. Clean the damn tip off again. I'm just not built for stick welding, I tell you that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the rod clean. It keeps cupping on me. Yes, there are many jokes. Yes, I get you. Ha 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 ha. That's what she said. I am definitely not built for stick welding, I tell you that. A stick welder, I am not. It's a 7018 rod. I'm running 135 volts. And it's a Yes welder 135 Pro, Flux 135 Pro. So that's the max I can go for heat on hotness. All right, let's move this back to weld. Put my glove back on and we'll try her again. Hi, baby. How you doing? Almost had it. Hey, Ancient, Pride Mama, that's my fiance. Pride Mama, that's Ancient Turtle and Snake Striker are husband and wife, and they're part of the AGB community. Turtle's a mod in quite a few of the different AGB creators pages like Nate's, and I think you're in circuses and Doms too, right? All right, let's try it again. I almost had it. frustrating. No, they've been inside of a garage, so I mean they could be a little wet, but it shouldn't matter on these 7018s. They're 3/32 rods, so finally. Yes, we know your Beatrice is back there. I know, I'm trying to work on it. And them rods get hot. All right, that one's toast. Try one more here, and then I'm going to call it for this morning. Wish I could look back and sorry if I missed your messages, y'all. All right, let's give this another shot here. Boy, the battery sure does get worked up real quick on that. We're going to just leave that there for right now. All right, let's give this another shot, shall we? Sit down for a minute. Yeah, it's just, yeah, my back is barking a little bit right now, so that's part of it. It's just going to happen. meant to look at getting some new batteries. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little dizzy. Just, typical normal stuff. My back's barking a little bit, of course, so. Oh, damn it. What's up, Iron Goddess? She's another AGB creator, Pride Mama. She pops into everybody's stream with the same saying. I don't know if it's on a bot or what, but she just pops in every once in a while, every couple hours, and says the same thing to everybody, so. She does a lot of IRL stuff, but a lot of times she's not here. She just pops in, sends the message, and goes to the next one. Kind of like Lurk 24 or Lurk 420 and Baby Girl. They just pop in and say hi, and then they go back out. Yeah, that welding rod gets pretty dang hot. Definitely not a stick welder. Definitely take a lot more practice at it before I consider myself a stick welder. Here, babe, I'll show you this other one I did. I took 2 chunks of that flat plate and welded it together. This one here, you can see the weld didn't hit the bottom plate. It's just on the vertical plate. And this one's pretty good on both of them, but I'm definitely better with the MIG than I am the stick. Getting warm out here now in the sun. Got my coffee. Well, I missed what you said on your chat, babe. I couldn't see it. I didn't get to it quick enough. Okay, babe, sounds good. See you when you get here. Just read your text, so I'm just going to sit out here for a few more minutes and then go ahead in. Kind of waiting on the haircut lady to get here. Pretty nice day today, though. Definitely getting out and touching some grass. I gotta figure out a way to get TTS on here too. I'm sure there is a way. Hey, what's up, Ocean? How you doing, brother? Yeah, he uses Moblin. I'm just using Streamlabs, the mobile app. Hey, thank you, Ocean. Greatly appreciate it. I was just chilling over here at Grandpa's in the garage, messing with my welder a little bit, trying to get better with stick welding, but I gave up on it. The welding rod keeps getting stuck to the freaking steel. I got a haircut coming up here in about 10 minutes or so I was just kind of messing around in the garage over here at Gramps before that happens. Oh, here comes Price. She's coming to hang with us with her haircut. I'm looking at going live about 4 o'clock or so. Probably start off with some Battlefield 6 and then might do Arena or Delta Force Operations for a little bit. Yeah, could be. Definitely